Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. We made it to volume 15 of Baki Dou part 1, or Musashi Dou, and right now Motobe has engaged with Musashi. He started it off by throwing like a smoke bomb or something in his face, trying to blind him. Looks like only one eye was affected so far, and then he slammed the back of his head into the ground with this incredible maneuver. It was dope. Like I didn't expect any of this from Motobe. I mean, I guess I expected it because he's been talking so much, but it was just nice to see it in action. So we're gonna go through chapters 126 through 128. Chapter 126 entitled The Guardian. So Musashi says, "You are welcome, Motobe," and squats down, pops a squat. So Motobe reaches in his pocket, pulls out a canister of cigarettes, pops open the top, and lights one. "Oh, hey," says Tokugawa. "You idiot. How can you smoke and relax in a situation like this?" He exhales. Musashi's just looking at him. Well, I think the one thing that I don't like about Musashi is the fact that he's not, like, nothing hurts him. Like, Pico took a bite out of your shoulder. You're not taking, like, you've taken no damage from that. He hit him across the arena. Pico punched this man across the arena and into the barricade. He's still fine. Like, it's just, like, he's been slammed into the ground, the back of his head. Fine. No, nothing. Like, he's okay. He hasn't taken any damage, like, at all. So looks like he snatches up this bottle of sake that he left back here, walks back into the arena, and everybody's looking at him like, what is he about to do? Tokugawa, Gaia, and the rest of them. Walks back up to Musashi, cigarette in his mouth. If he drinks this and spits fire at Musashi, I'm gonna lose it, because that's gonna be crazy. I don't think the butt of this cigarette should be able to ignite some alcohol, but there's no telling what's about to happen. So Motobe's eyes glare over, and Musashi is incredibly focused, and Motobe pops a squat as well. Says, "Oops, these are cigarettes. Try one. I believe they were called Kiseru pipes in your time, right?" So he extends the offer to Musashi, who reaches in, picks one up, looks at it, sniffs it. Nice long sniff. Motobe and Shibukawa look on. Picks up the bottle of sake, sniffs it. Motobe just looks at him. "You can smoke 1,000 of those at once and still walk out alive. But a single one of these in your mouth can send you directly to your grave, and you don't even have to light it." Busted. Thanks, Gaia. "You can tell by the smell of it. That's fugu blowfish. Even the sake bottle is reeking with it. Were you trying to kill me with some fish poison, Motobe?" Oh goodness, he was not playing. He said, "You can smoke all these cigarettes and be fine, but one of them will put you in the grave." So the tobacco in the cigarettes will be fine, but the poison laced on one of them will kill you. Man, and for him to smell it, what? Poison? Look at that. How could he sense it? Really? He's at another level. Well, to hell with it. "I was trying to pull a fast one on you, but you caught on to me pretty quickly. Are you going to smoke that one all by yourself?" "No. All the work I've done in the shadows until now will finally see the light of day." Uh-oh. So he's put in a lot of work to be able to fight toe-to-toe with Musashi. So he says that and then spits out this cigarette. We've seen Motobe use these cigarettes as weapons so many times. It's his thing at this point. So he shoots it at Musashi, who grabs it. I mean, think about it. This cigarette being shot out of his mouth would be nothing, especially considering he was catching flies with chopsticks and ripping their wings off. Like, come on now. This is nothing to him. So he catches that with ease, flips it over, smokes it. The same one Motobe was smoking. This one must be safe to smoke. He takes a hit. It looks like it was a good one too. Look at his face. Exhales. This is nice. So Motobe, are we going to use this smoke as a sign that the real war has started? Flicks the cigarette back at Motobe. It hits Motobe dead center, right between his eyes, bounces off of his face, and they both launch toward each other. Musashi picks up his sword and is on his feet. Motobe has picked up this bottle of sake and is swinging it at his face. But Musashi is in a great position. If he pulls his sword and swings it, he should be able to cut Motobe in half, at least from this position. Let's continue. So we continue, and Motobe cracks this bottle across Musashi's face, breaking it, cutting his face. He drops the cigarettes, all before Musashi managed to unsheath his sword. Man, Motobe is no joke. So he has these cigarettes there in his left hand. He hit him across the face with the right. It looks like as though he's about to try and shove these cigarettes, into Musashi's mouth. So he tries to, well, I wouldn't say he tried to shove them into his mouth, but he hit him with the canister of cigarettes, forcing his head backward. There's blood spurting everywhere from the cuts from the sake bottle. And these cigarettes all hit the ground, falling out of the canister. I'm sure this is still here to show us something. This is some type of foreshadowing. So let's remember seeing these cigarettes and go ahead and continue forward. Well, Musashi has fallen to the ground. While he's falling to the ground, he still has his hands in the position to unsheath the sword. It's as though he's just paused. So Motobe pulls out some smoke bombs, cocks back his right arm, and throws the bombs. Chapter 127. That was damn good. So the bombs explode. Tokugawa and Motobe both cover their face. What? Explosives? No way. That wasn't a real bomb, was it? Shibukawa and Gaia both looking on. Gaia looks like a child. I cannot believe how young he looks. That was damn good. It's the only way to beat him. So Tokugawa's like, let me get out of here. He runs out of the arena, out of the barricade. Everyone, save yourselves. This is it. Anything is good. You can use poison or even explosives. You can use anything you want as long as you return alive, Mr. Motobe. Oh goodness. So he uses his weapon, the weighted weapon. You guys have left comments telling me what this is. I greatly appreciate it. I just have really bad short-term memory, so I forget. But he uses his weapon to snatch up this sword, and he brings it into himself, catches it with his left hand, says, I've got it. But now, thinking about it, he let go of it rather easily. To think that this sword is his life. Ka, ka, ka. Musashi started coughing violently. Ka, ka, ka. As he reappears from the smoking trap, exhales, he's ready to confront him once again. A smoke ball, eh? It's been a while since I smelled one of those. As his face is bleaking from that cut. Okay, so Musashi picks up his foot and looks like he cracks it somehow. Oh, here we go. You struck my Achilles tendon, huh? No big deal. Oh, wow. In a daring move that took him approximately 36 seconds. Well then, during that time, Motobe Izo was able to snatch the sword away from him. Well then, how are you going to compensate me? Wow. After leaving this nasty gash on my face, Motobe, without advancing a single step, he unsheaths his sword and says, as expected, even if I took your sword, it doesn't mean a lot to me. You're pretty far away, but still, I'm going to give it back to you. He looks super cool. So he cocks this sword back, grabs it by the very base, and launches it at Musashi. It's swinging, so it's essentially a saw blade as it's flying through the air. Musashi reaches his hand out and catches it at the base as though it was merely tossed to him. How incredible. What the hell? Such reflexes. He caught that thing in midair as if it was something else. The only thing I have now is the scabbard, but this is useless as a weapon. So he launches that back over at Musashi as well. You are kidding me. Musashi is so dope. He's pointed the edge of this sword at the open end of the scabbard and resheaths it. Oh wow, but as it gets close, as it closes in, it explodes. Motobe covers his face for the explosion. It looks as though Musashi had no idea that was coming. Wow. So he catches his sword, the scabbard covers the sword, then explodes, but Musashi does not let go of his blade again. If you are careless in this battle, you're going to pay dearly for it. So as Musashi's hunched over in pain, or at least trying to clear his eyes of the smoke bomb that just went off in his face, Musashi gears up this weighted weapon again and is swinging it. Wow, and strikes Musashi on the left side of his face. That same open wound from the sake bottle. He hit him in that exact spot. Gaia jumps up and yells, "That was damn good. This is the only way to win." Chapter 128, Critical Gripping Point. So Musashi's walking up with these chains in hand. He's swinging them incredibly fast, using the weight of the momentum, or the momentum of the weight, or however you want to say it, to gather up speed and power in this weapon. He's swinging it faster and faster with every turn. And on his last swing, he lets it traverse the outside of his body as he launches it at Musashi again, hitting him in the exact same spot for a second time. Wow. What a hit. And Musashi is about to act like it didn't happen again. Just like, oh, you hit me. Oh, it didn't hurt. How are you not feeling pain? Anyway, Motobe retracts this weapon and catches it in his hand. Musashi spits out the blood and teeth that have been knocked loose in his mouth. He went for it straight away. He's overwhelming. Musashi looks up, sticks his finger inside of this open wound. I was wondering why he had his finger out like that. He's twisting around inside his jaw through the open wound on his face, takes his finger out and puts it back in his mouth. He can reach his molars faster from that gash than opening his mouth. That was not a bluff. It's completely absurd. My molars are loose. First of all, I don't even know. Like, for that only to be the case, for them to be loose after taking 2 of those attacks, that's insane. In the past, I faced a man called Shishido Baiken, who mastered the Kusarigama sickle and chain as a weapon. So that's what it's called. Kusarigama. Alright. I wouldn't let it touch me once. That strategy was brilliant, Motobe Izo. Oh wow, so he acknowledges the pain or the dangerousness of this weapon. He's fought it before and he wouldn't let it touch him, but here, thanks to Motobe's brilliance, it was able to hit him twice. So Motobe swings this weapon again, making it pick up speed, and wraps it around the base of Musashi's sword while Musashi's holding it. He's caught it. Yeah, says Gaia. It looks as though Motobe goes to yank this out of his hand. He tries to yank it at least, and you see the chain get very taut. So there's no give in it. Musashi's grip is crazy. We saw him go hand to hand with Pickle. So that grip strength is otherworldly. And he's not even holding it with his full fist. He's holding it with the proper technique, the base of his thumb and the side of his index finger. And it's still by his side. Motobe cannot move it. Even though he's holding his sword casually. Impossible. How can he do that? His little finger and ring finger became the critical gripping point. Wow, his little finger, so his pinky and ring finger. Goodness, I thought the thumb was keeping it together. He can even go toe to toe against Motobe, who's pulling the chain as hard as he can. Well then. Wow, so he's cuts the chain that was gripping his sword. Motobe falls back from the momentum, braces himself with his left foot, leaving an open wound to the face of this old Musashi carries a stiff price. How are you going to compensate me for it? I like this line. I like that he's repeated it. It makes it that much more ominous. He says, shall I cut you right in the middle? Maybe horizontally, diagonally perhaps, showing Motobe feeling this pain with each strike. Or the hardest of all, sideways, if you prefer. Consider this as a painless farewell gift. I don't mind giving you any of them. Motobe standing there still looking pretty confident. Choose the best way to die. Motobe says, as an old man? Like, I'm not about to let you kill me. And that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed another installment of Motobe versus Musashi. I cannot believe how well this man is doing. He's been the first to actually damage Musashi. Like, yes, Pickle knocked him across the arena. Yes, Pickle took a bite out of his shoulder, but Musashi acted as though that did nothing. But Motobe here is landing hit after hit, surprise attack after surprise attack. Strategy after strategy is coming out on top. So I can't wait to see Motobe and Musashi continue this. Leave a comment below. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, thank you very much. Please check the links in the description for the Baki playlists as well as Kang and Ashura playlists. They'll allow you to catch up to any given point in either series. I hope you guys will hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. Please subscribe to my gaming channel, Grim Games. The link is in the description. Hope to see you over there. I hope to see you next video. And as always, otaku